Well, hello, all you fine people out there in YouTube land. This here's the NRA Man Forever coming to you from South Texas on this wonderful evening. This week we're going to discuss the talking point that keeping a gun in the house is pointless. This ought to be interesting, folks. Most home invasion victims with arms find themselves in Herbert Clutter's position, surprised and overwhelmed. Unless you sleep with your .45 auto fully loaded and under your pillow, you are apt to find yourself in the same position if you had bad guys ever show up in your home and inquire as to the location of your safe. That comes to us from Stephen King and his eloquently written book, Guns. Mr. King, you're a great author, but you should stick to novels. King refers to the brutal murder of the Clutter family in their home in 1959. This was a home invasion that occurred where, surprise, surprise, this was one of those rare, never, ever, ever, ever happens crimes committed against a law-abiding citizen where multiple assailants took place or were present and committed the crime. He asserts that most home invasions end this exact way when a gun is present in the home, after offering no evidence, no further evidence to support that argument, and no further examples to support that argument. Now, I'm sure you could find more evidence, I'm sure you could find more examples, but he sure as hell didn't take the time. If this were true, then why, in the face of massive layoffs in law enforcement personnel, Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark Jr. felt the need to put out a public service announcement that people needed to strongly consider, people in his jurisdiction, I will say that, needed to strongly consider the possibility of arming themselves and preparing themselves for a situation where they would have to defend themselves rather than rely wholeheartedly on the police simply because there was a lack of the police. They were spread thin. People often, gun grabbers, they always cite what can go wrong with a gun in the home. They always, that's their go-to argument. This can go wrong. You could have your gun taken from you. It could be used against you. You could lose it in a scuffle. Your kid could get a hold of it accidentally and shoot somebody in the face. They go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And they state every single itty-bitty thing that could go wrong with a gun in the home. But I can do that with having a swimming pool in your backyard. I could do that with having a cell phone in your vehicle. I could do that with owning a vehicle. There's positives and there's negatives to everything in life. Every possession that you own, even this video camera I'm using right here, they don't ever, 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 ever talk about the benefits and the pluses of having a gun in the home. And the fact of the matter is, well, I mean, at least according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, if I recall correct, that's Department of the U.S. federal government, the very same institution that a lot of these gun grabbers rely on and trust wholeheartedly and believes has all the answers to every problem. According to that branch of that specific bureaucracy, as gun ownership, private gun ownership went up, violent crime rates went down nationwide. And you can look it up. The documents are public. You're not gonna, be pulling a Bradley Manning, I promise. I've done it. I'm still free. I looked it up. I went on the FBI website. I checked all this stuff out. And you know what? I don't have hand irons on me. I'm free. Feel free to check it out and do some independent research. They cited in fact, in 2000, a study was published in the Journal of Criminal Justice And this was a study conducted by the I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. That's the next one. Either way, a study was published in the 2000 Journal of Criminal Justice. That study cited that crime victims who had and used guns suffered lower losses and injury rates. So we got the FBI saying that as private gun ownership goes up, violent crime rates have come down. We've got a study in a fairly credible journal published and stating that directly, that is a direct and absolute verbatim quote. I haven't edited, I haven't done nothing. Crime victims who had and used guns suffered lower losses and injury rates. This is the NRA Man Forever, reminding you that united we stand and divided we surely will fall. Join the NRA today.